Hi everybody, hope you're having a great night. Welcome to Theme Thursday, coming to you from San Diego, California this week. Wanted to talk to you about this Clifton StrengthsFinder theme of deliberative. Now, deliberative technically falls under the working category in strengths-based leadership, but actually I like to kind of put deliberative underneath the thinking themes as well. Now, this Clifton StrengthsFinder theme of deliberative, they're intentional, they're cautious, they dislike risk. And so one of the analogies that's often used is deliberative believes the world is a minefield. And you can run carry crazy through it all you want, rushing in, kind of stepping in, but they're going to take one small step at a time. In fact, many times a deliberative person, when it comes to making decisions, taking action, putting their hand to work, what they will do is they will stop and try to take the time to basically map the minefield and then step into it and kind of follow a path through it. Now, deliberative, please understand, there's a dramatic difference between mapping the minefield and going, you know what, I won't take a step until every mine is diffused. Now, that usually is a sign that you're hungry, angry, lonely, tired. One of the things we talk about a lot at the Daphne group is that our StrengthsFinder themes are simply tools, and how we wield them completely depends upon how healthy we are. And so, like I always say, a scalpel in the hands of a surgeon will save your life, whereas a scalpel in the hands of a serial killer will take it. Same thing with deliberative. You help us make cautious, intentional decisions. You're thoughtful, you're intentional. When you're tired, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, as we often say, you're more likely to really delay. And then at that point, it becomes more about your own fear and your own caution. And so you won't move forward until every caution, every risky thing is removed. Map the minefield, take a step, be intentional. But like so many, I put deliberative in similar categories of things like analytical and even intellection at times. It actually does some thinking. One of the things I've realized over the years is that people with deliberative, I'd say 90% of what goes on in their head doesn't make it to their mouth. So one of the things to be aware of is if a deliberative person says it out loud, they mean it. Okay? It's critical to them. They actually, and I say the word critical a lot, I apologize. So, meaning it's important. Deliberative doesn't want to be misunderstood or misconstrued. So deliberative is actually really sparse with their praise. They think if you overshare your praise, it doesn't mean anything. And so over the years, I've worked with some Olympic teams, and one of the teams actually a number of years ago, right before the London Olympics, we had a conversation because the new coach, one of his dominant themes is deliberative, and one of the pieces that the staff didn't, actually not the staff, but the athletes didn't understand, is what affirmation sounds like. And I was like, this is how coach with deliberative tells you that he's ecstatic with your performance. He walks up to you and he says, well done. It's two words. Deliberative, they're afraid if they use too many words and if they're too effusive that you won't think it's serious. So you have to be aware that when they communicate love and affection, it's sparse, it's intentional, and every word matters. So for me, when I get a compliment on a workshop, a piece of coaching from a deliberative person, I know it's as good as gold. Now, the Daphne group, we talk about strengths through the lens of communication, decision-making, and self-management. So when it comes to communication, again, deliberative is listening and speaking. They usually express caution, and they're listening for, does the person talking to me know where the landmines are? Also, information in advance. Because for deliberative, they're going to want to figure out where the landmines are, and so they want time to process it. So if you're in a relationship with deliberative, don't simply dump information on them and run, or dump information and then expect a response. Give them information, let them process, let them come back to you. Decision making, again, they prioritize caution. So they're more likely to take the safe route. The way they're sure this will work, things that they can be dependable. And so even though there may be greater reward and a different risk, they might default into dependability. So when they turn your plan down, remember, they have a different set of priorities than you do. Deliberative when it comes to self-care, time alone, time to process, and time to create plans in your own timetable. You actually will like organizing things. You actually like kind of putting pieces together, but what you don't like is when you're pushed and you feel rushed to do it. Deliberative is a genius theme. Engage them early for feedback and content, and when they tell you something's gonna be a problem and they believe it and they're healthy, my thing is, trust them, because they're gonna really offer up their best thoughts. If they're cautious or they say to move forward, Those are words that you can take to the bank. When deliberative says it out loud, it's dependable. Okay? That is the StrengthsFinder theme of deliberative. I think I haven't covered competition yet, so I'm going to cover competition next week for my buddy Henry, who is down in Mexico, so down in Monterey. So I've got a request for competition. We're going to talk about competition next week. Please tag somebody here that you know is deliberative. Would love to hear what other themes you'd like to see. We've got about 12 more to go. Go ahead, make a comment here on this Facebook page or YouTube channel, or shoot me an email at michael@thedauphiny.com. Real quick before I go, want to let you know, if you are anywhere near San Diego, California, a week from Thursday, actually 2 weeks from tonight, we're doing an open event called StrengthsFinder, To the Dark Side and Back Again. My friend said it sounds like a cross between like the Hobbit movie and Star Wars. This is part 2 of a conversation we began back in June. We kind of went at Moniker Warehouse in here in San Diego. We're going to spend a couple hours, going to have a happy hour and just some mingle time and just a chance to talk about specifically StrengthsFinder themes, but how our themes end up, harming us. We're going to talk about the dark side of StrengthsFinder themes. If you're interested in attending that, or you know somebody who's in San Diego who'd be interested, just on my Facebook public page, you go over to events, get all the information right there. Would love to see you. That is September 22nd, 2 weeks from tonight. Until then, we'll see you guys next week. Take care. For 3 Minute Coach, lead courageously.